Hey guys, it's me, Jennie B, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we left off, we came back, I think from the cafeteria, and we saw the long-haired girl. She was like right here, and the one with the burn on her face, and she just kind of scurried off screen, and I think that's the one I kind of want to go after. She's very intriguing to me. They already kind of give her this mysterious aura, so I think she's the one I kind of want to go after. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to a cell. What's wrong, Ichan? That's right! We're going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This seems all a little sinister to me. I started thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they tie me down and torture me until I agree to join student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Pan over here. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys so on top of me seem a little silly. Wait, this makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, He-chan. She-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression is unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a small desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could have at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. He-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised me, didn't you? You have to. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks to be like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long of her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares that the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I'm certainly feeling a little more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts. She breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. He-chan! Shi-chan wants you to know that when you're taking too long to make a move... Wait, what? Huh? Text history. What was that? I think I read that wrong. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep... Oh, wait, no. Wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Oh, I'm taking too long. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a fury of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shining with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this, and no, you won't. She has a point. Attack aggressively is attack. It's smarter to play defensively here. Yes, it's a trap. She's trying to get me all riled up. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist into the air in celebration. Ha ha ha! Shi-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Shi-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you have more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Shi-chan? Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition, ambition! So much ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but then when you switched to playing defensively, just because you gained a small advantage, that's no good, Shi-chan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Shi-chan. Well, if I could see the board, maybe I could have made a better decision. Damn. What's it to her if I play too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Oh, she's getting really close. I wonder if you'd be any good for the student council. What's this? Reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to taunt me into joining the student council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of a commitment. I haven't even taken a look at other clubs, and these two, they're a little weird. Fine. I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at other clubs before I decide. Really, Shi-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm just not sure that's what I want to do. Oh, she's angry. Okay, Shi-chan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me, unless we graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game that you know, then to give you a handicap. I might have said that to make you feel better after all. That's cool of Shi-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be determined whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. You can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No, thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. What is that painting? One flight up the stairs and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library whereabouts is not as easily determined as one would think. Classrooms are marked with signs stating which classroom they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just down some hallway? I bet the latter, and I choose my direction at random. After I turn the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar so I could see that it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be an invitingly open door, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly pushed on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at moment's notice. I feel the feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep. Through though is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head over further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. It's a girl. It's a girl! This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of this solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having her taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. "Hello there. May I help you?" Standing directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me that she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting the teacup on the saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That the slightly cloudiness of her eyes means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have a detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. I take my seat. Her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the slight silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take you're the new student to Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling that my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, extenuated by her restrained bow of greeting, one which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I am LILLY Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't step with her formality in the proceedings. She kind of gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A brush here, a brush there. Her left hand often lightly touching the side of whatever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she followed a dozen times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shoujo and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observant. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring the water into the teacup as she nods, and a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it is being stirred. I am aware of Miss Hakamichi, as most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Mutao. She gives me a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite the character. I imagine you come to like him, most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but it seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, it smells quite nice. I hardly think of it as hard to choke down. Thanks, Sateo. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well, I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself with a faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech by my account. Sorry. I guess I should really show you my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have to come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I siege into another one. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duty as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful as a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field clubs, which uses the field near the school during lunchtimes, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones, too, though, such as art and music clubs. At a time when I am just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into the club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Good, what a relief. Teardrop. I really let my guard down around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting to get my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Wow, the sun really went down there. As I look into the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. The time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. Oh God, that crushes my heart. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seemed to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizu when I had a chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays. I quickly glance at my watch, confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded at the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. Well, unless my navigation skill fails me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's all right. I was going to be talking to the library there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that has been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily looks so much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway of the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take us long to arrive at the door, with the warm-looking room apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left of the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right, it's easily towards my old school's library with a distinct smell of old books, giving the place almost an old-world air. There seem to be a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise. Everyone probably is either in school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says to the thin air, since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Ah! Okay. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to an extremely rigid attention. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained and failing to attempt to sound casual as she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What just happened now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See? I dropped an eraser to my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both, then you came in and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry. I couldn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantic, trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fishes with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with the glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit the library perfectly. Ah! Lily! Did you get my message? Message? Oh! The 2 imported books that arrived? Right! They finally came! I can't believe it took so long, but amidst her celebrations, partially for managing the change that's happened, I'm sure she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes to the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Do you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the stool librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you, Hisao. For a second, she busily attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How is it any responsibility at all? I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt it for a second. She would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But... So there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seemed to work partially. Yuko seems to not relax exactly, but to at least look at slightly less tense. Well, I think about the third or fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Wow, that's actually pretty decent. Makes sense given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come the library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary. Then I have to ignore and shelve them all. It's so troublesome and they pay so much, I wish I could quit this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably the best for all of us, if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. Alright, on that note, we're going to end it here. We have met 2 new people. We have met this beautiful girl named Lily. I'm thinking fully blind. And the librarian Yuko, which seems to be kind of erratic. She reminds me of the scientist from Undertale a little. She's got that kind of nervous but almost intelligent aura about her. So, you know, I kind of dig her, even though our character may not. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of Katawa Shoujo. I really hope you guys liked it. I'm really digging this. I can't wait for the story to branch off a little more, so that's going to be really exciting. I hope you guys check out the next episode, and I'll catch you guys later.